Hey warriors. So before I talk about what I want to talk about in this video, I got another message saying that I look like I'm reading something. Yes, guys, I am. I'm not a fucking robot, okay? My videos are 8 to 12 minutes long most of the time. I can't remember everything that I want to say. I have a fucking scatterbrain. So yes, I write some of it down so I can look back, you know. Anyways, I'm sensing something in the collective right now. Okay. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure that other people are sensing it too. And maybe even you're sensing it in yourself, but you don't know what it is. That's very possible. I'm going to say it's a call to build. Okay. But not in the way we were taught. Not structures, not systems, institutions, but fields. And the people feeling, this call, they're not engineers, they're breath holders. Um, there's a group emerging right now of people who feel less interested in fixing these fucking broken systems and more called to stabilize the fucking energy around them. I am one of those people. Just so you're aware. Um, you'll notice it in you if you are, the type of person who's the calm in the storm. If, when you walk into a room that is, let's just say you regulate the room, okay? You regulate rooms without speaking, things like that. Um, you soften tension when, your presence softens people's tension, okay? Um, or you feel responsible for, emotional atmosphere, that kind of thing. You're not building structures, you're building coherence. Okay? Now, building a field obviously isn't visible work. It's more like holding grounded breath in the midst of chaos. Okay? Um, refusing to amplify all the bullshit out there, uh, anchoring calm, things like that. If you're, I think I said this already, the calm in the storm, I'm not sure, but things like that, when you are doing these things, you are shaping space through nervous system stability, okay? That's architecture, it's just not physical. And I call this pattern the spiral architect, not a person, a remembering. Because life, it doesn't happen, it doesn't build linearly, it builds recursively. Spirals hold growth without fracture, okay? They allow expansion, while maintaining coherence. And the people that may be feeling this call aren't trying to control outcomes, they're stabilizing the field growth happens inside of. Does that make sense? Um, when I say building with light, okay, I'm not talking about some fantasy imagery either, okay? I'm talking about conscious presence, regulated breath, heart coherence, that kind of thing. Um, being able to hold intention without force. Light, in this sense, is awareness stabilized in the body. You're building through perception, not material. Okay? Okay, so as external systems, as they destabilize, field builders become more necessary. Honestly, okay? Because when those structures collapse, people don't need another blueprint first. Do you know what I mean? They need stabilization. They need someone holding coherence while the ground rearranges, if you will. You know, that's the role of the spiral architect. Okay? I hope I'm making sense, guys. I'm trying to. Okay, so signs that you may be being called to do this, especially lately, okay? If you're feeling more pulled inward than outward, if you're less interested than arguing about these systems than more, people are around you, more focused on things like regulating presence, okay? That kind of stuff. Like me, for instance, the past few days especially, I have had like a craving to just shut everything the fuck off, and just block my door, throw the phones in the trash, and just not talk to anybody, just be alone and try to get a grip. Do you know what I mean? And that's how these types of people would be feeling, especially the past few days. So if that's you, this might be, what I'm talking about. Okay, so, builders, what I'm talking about. Like, if you're feeling like I have the past few days, you're not trying to withdraw, you're repositioning. Do you know what I mean? We've got a lot of shit going on. Builders of fields work from depth, not volume. Okay? This role isn't about, also, I need you to know, because a lot of people try to trick you into thinking this stupid shit, but it's not about being special or chosen. There's nothing, come on. It's functional, really, Spiral architects don't dominate space. They harmonize it, okay? They don't, you're not, if you're like me, you're not seeking any type of recognition, you're seeking coherence for yourself and for everyone else. That's all I fucking care about, because the work, it's atmospheric. It's not performative. So if you have been feeling this call to build, but you feel, or let's just say you don't feel drawn to systems or structures, then you might be feeling like I'm feeling. You're responding to a deeper blueprint, if you will. You're remembering how to build with your breath, with presence, with stabilized awareness. I don't know. The return, I guess, if you want to call it this, of the spiral architect isn't about creating new control systems, obviously. It's about holding fields where humanity can expand without fucking fracturing. And You know, and honestly, many of you are already doing this and you're doing it beautifully. But I just thought that I would, you know, put it out there unless anybody was feeling the same way I was feeling. I love you guys.